Late one night, I found myself driving alone on a desolate stretch of highway. The road ahead seemed endless, with only the headlights of my car to guide me through the darkness. The radio crackled with static, and the eerie silence outside was broken only by the sound of my tires on the pavement. As I continued my journey, an unsettling feeling crept over me, as if I were being watched by unseen eyes. I shook off the unease, attributing it to the late hour and my exhaustion. But as I glanced in the rearview mirror, my heart skipped a beat. There, in the distance, was another pair of headlights. They seemed to be getting closer, but I could not see any other signs of life or civilization around. My mind raced with questions: who else could be out here, and why were they following me? To ease my nerves, I increased my speed, hoping to put some distance between us. Yet, no matter how fast I went, the headlights behind me remained at a constant distance. Panic began to grip me, and I considered pulling over to confront the mysterious driver, but something held me back. As the minutes passed, the road became even more isolated, and the feeling of being trapped intensified. My heart pounded loudly in my chest, and I decided to call for help. But when I reached for my phone, it was nowhere to be found. It had mysteriously disappeared, leaving me completely cut off from the outside world. In desperation, I looked back at the headlights behind me, only to find they were gone. Relief washed over me momentarily until a bone-chilling realization struck: the lights were now in front of me, illuminating the road ahead. My mind struggled to comprehend the impossible. How could the car be in front of me when it was behind just moments ago? Had I lost my sanity, or was something far more sinister at play? I tried to turn my car around and head back the way I came, but the highway seemed to stretch infinitely in both directions. There was no escape from this nightmarish loop I found myself in. As the hours dragged on, I felt my sanity slipping away. The road seemed to twist and contort, leading me deeper into a surreal and terrifying landscape. Shadows danced on the periphery of my vision, and I could swear I heard whispers in the wind. My eyes grew heavy with exhaustion, but I dared not close them. I knew that if I did, I might never wake up from this dreadful nightmare. The constant feeling of being watched intensified, and I could almost make out the shape of faceless figures lurking beyond the darkness. Just when I thought I could bear it no longer, the sun began to rise on the horizon. The first rays of light pierced through the gloom, and the eerie apparitions vanished. The road ahead straightened, and the feeling of being trapped slowly dissipated. With trembling hands, I pulled over to the side of the road and took deep breaths, trying to steady my nerves. As the morning light washed over the desolate highway, I knew that I had escaped whatever malevolent force had ensnared me. To this day, I cannot explain what happened that night or the inexplicable events that transpired on that forsaken road. But one thing is certain: I will never forget the horror of driving on that highway gone wrong, and the haunting feeling that something malevolent still lurks in the shadows, waiting for its next victim.